Hello everybody, welcome back to a video. So glad to see you. Thanks for joining me in this little corner of the internet. Today's video is going to be quite chatty. Just gonna throw it out here right now. I've got my tea ready. This is the return of the my favorite mug. You guys know my grumpy but gorgeous mug. Just have some warm tea. It's actually quite dreary and cold. I think it's only 14 or 15 degrees out here today. It's been raining all day. I think we just had a bit of a pause, but essentially I'm feeling the fall. Today's topic and chat is all about workwear, what you wear to work. And I want to kind of talk to you about a few thoughts I've been planning all day. You know, I am returning in about a week and a half as of the time I'm filming this, back to work. I work as an elementary school teacher in a very particular role. I don't have my own classroom, but I move around in between classes a lot. I teach on any given day, potentially kids from, usually I'll do like 2 to 7, but if they're missing a teacher on call, they get me. So sometimes I go to kindergarten. They're a little too small for me though. So anyways, my plan today, for me and for you, is that we're going to talk a little bit about last year's wardrobe, where I had done a monthly workwear capsule wardrobe. I've done quite a few videos. We'll chat about that for a moment. We're going to have some tea. We're going to chat about my plans for this upcoming school year. I like to think about my work in terms of, you know, the school year, because that makes sense for me. And I want to talk about the idea of building a work uniform, self-imposed uniform. Okay, I love your ideas on some of this stuff. I've got a couple of sewing patterns to throw in here as well that I might explore as part of building my work uniform. I want to talk to you about some of my favorite separates that I like to wear that make me feel really good, that's really practical for my work. If you have similar requirements to myself in terms of your workwear, this might be a great video for you. If you've been around for a while, you just want to chat about clothes and shopping and like give me your 2 cents, this is also the video for you. Yeah, we're just gonna chat about clothes, shopping, some opinions. So get a snack, get something to drink, and let's start by talking about the mini workwear capsule wardrobe, which I've done for almost the entire work season last year. I've actually done pretty good. I think I still owe you 1 or 2 videos that I filmed but haven't edited. I like the idea of that mini capsule just for work. So in the mornings, I just go into that section of my closet and pick 2 things out, a bottom and a top, and maybe if it's really cold, I'll throw on a cardigan. And we're done, right? I like that. I had switch it up every month. So every month I got the option to swap out items. I could keep items in there, but I could also, like, that was the chance to swap things out. Now, where I ran into trouble a little bit was when it got really cold, and there might be days where it's like average, and then there's days where it's really cold and it took a lot more layering, and or the precipitation factor, the rain, because I live out here in Vancouver, and while most people say it's not super cold, I feel like it's been getting colder. And I also don't freeze well, so I dress often based on the amount of rain we're gonna get, and then I dress from the bottom up. I dress from the footwear up, really. Nowadays there's so much more in terms of options for waterproof footwear. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't know if this is going to go up before or after my Vessi waterproof sneaker unboxing. That's pretty cool. But I'm going to talk about kind of pants, and then tops, but like the under layers of tops. Then we're going to talk a bit more about sweaters, and then we're going to talk about the third piece. I always call it the third piece. It's usually a cardigan or some kind of overcoat, not including jackets and parkas. That's like a whole separate throw on take off situation. So we're going to talk about all those things. I'm going to suggest and throw in here a couple of sewing patterns, and I'd love your opinion on what your thoughts are for these, whether they go or they don't go. The thing is, I couldn't narrow my workwear uniform like a lot of people do into one fit or one, you know, range of 2 or 3 pieces and just get them in multiple colors. I think when we think about a workwear uniform or style uniform, we often very easily think about the examples of those who work in tech. And you know, they've got the same shirts and the same pants, possibly the same shoes, they just have multiple versions and they rotate them and throw them in the wash. That doesn't quite work for me because the temperature fluctuates a lot, like I said, and I think that's a bit too strict and narrow for me. I need a bit more flexibility in my life, and I don't know if you feel the same way. Actually, before I even get into my separates, what do you wear for work? Like, what is your workwear environment like? And what do you tend to wear most often? What are your must-haves for workwear, especially in the winter season as we're going into the winter here in the Northern Hemisphere? And also, do you have a self-imposed or lean towards a work uniform? You let me know. Anyways, my workplace doesn't have a strict written dress code as far as I know. There is a wide range of outfits that the staff wear. The principal is always one who's the most dressed up. There are days where we can be very casual. There are like these, you know, event days. Some people call them spirit days, where you wear shirts of different colors, dress in pink, dress in blue, dress in pajamas, dress in, you know, all kinds of stuff. Those aside, I've learned over the years to let things go a bit. I'm not ready to be super casual. There is a difference of when I go to work and I wear a work outfit versus my everyday. Sometimes there's some crossover, and that's fine. That extends the use of my wardrobe and my clothes. But there are still differences. For me, the 2 to 3 key things are mobility. I gotta be able to move around. You know, sometimes you're in a kindergarten class and you gotta crisscross applesauce. And comfort. I really need to be comfortable. My workday doesn't just end at 3. Sometimes there's a lot more things happening. There often is, actually. So it's a long workday still. I need to be comfortable. I need to be mobile. I need to feel like I can do anything in my clothes, right? So this leans towards pants. I would love to be that person to wear like cute dresses or skirts, and there will always be a couple of times during the year that I will try, but it usually never ends up working very well, and I get frustrated and flustered sometime during the workday, and I just go, this decision was not good this morning. So I think I've come to the conclusion that my work uniform has to include some kind of bottoms. For September, October, probably November, some parts of November, depending on, you know, the weather, I can get away with a skinny crop pant or a wide leg crop pant. I own 2 pairs from Gap that are the skinny crop. Sometimes they're called pixie pants. They're like a little longer than a capri, but a little shorter than an ankle pant, I think. I have this pair of pants that make me feel just really good, and they go with everything, and they're a little bit more polished but not too dressy, and they are a pair of J. Crew navy wool wide leg culottes. They don't work when it's super cold because it's not lined, but for fall, for spring, they're perfect. For as long as I can stretch them, I keep wearing them. My only little thing with those though is that they don't have belt loops designed in. So the waist is a little big, but the hips are okay. So I would really prefer to wear a belt. They just don't have belt loops. But beyond that, I love those pants. Now, I can get through fall pretty okay with my little ankle showing. When it gets maybe end of November, December, January, February, sometimes pushing to spring break, it gets cold. I can't have my ankles showing. I'd like freeze my toes off, you know? And besides, by the time that gets going, you're just into full boot season. Everything is around boots. It's all just boots. because there's nothing else you could wear. It's snowing, it's probably still raining, and it's cold, and your toes are frozen. I also transit, so I prefer to just wear whatever shoes I've got and just wear them for the day instead of going to the office and then changing. I just don't like to, because then I can decide at home what shoes go with my outfit. So for that, I would really love to look for, and here's where you come in. If you got a good recommendation, throw it down below in the comments. I would love to look for a pair of slim, not skinny, slim cut dark wash jeans for someone who is 5'2". That's where it gets challenging. I could probably find slim jeans. I could probably find, you know, a decent hip to waist ratio, but I can't find it in a petite length. That's very challenging. Oftentimes also the jeans are now like too stretchy and they're too thin. So that's on my to-do list. That I'm gonna do ready to wear. I'm not gonna sew any jeans. That's just not in me. I saw a pair at Banana Republic. I think they're called the high waist slim jeans, but they're like 130 bucks. I might get them just to see if they're really that good, but I want to wait for a good coupon deal. We'll see about those. Then when it gets super cold and I need to wear a full length pant is where my struggle is. So when it is cold where you are, if it gets like actually, you know, quite cold and you can't show any ankle, what pants do you wear? I only have one pair of pants that I really like when it's cold, and it works okay, but it's quite dressy. It's a pair of dress pants, Banana Republic, because they're pretty easy to get here and they do make petites available online. They are wool blend, they are lined. I think they're the Ryan. They're a slimmer cut or straight leg slim. They have belt loops, they work, but they do feel a little dressy, and I don't always have the right tops to go with it, and I feel just a little too dressy at times to wear those. But those keep me warm, because I really hate doing a separate legging or something and then double layering my actual pants. I just want it built in. It's quite hard nowadays, I find, to look for women's pants that are lined. Is that too much to ask for? We just want to stay warm. I don't know. You let me know what you think about winter pants and you know, full length pants. What do you do with the ankles? Do you cover them up? Then what shoes do you wear if you cover up your ankles? And how do you still look flattering with the full length pant, especially when you're short? Let me know. Next, let's go and talk about the inner layers. I am actually pretty well stocked there. I need a few more t-shirts, either to wear under cardigans or as an underlayer to sweaters. I don't love wearing long sleeves. I end up rolling my sleeves up anyways, regardless of what I'm wearing. I don't like things around my ankles, my wrists, because I find they tend to get in the way when I'm doing stuff. So t-shirts work well. I think I'm gonna sew myself a few more Tabitha T-shirts. I have one I wear a lot. It's comfortable. It seems to fit well enough, and it's not too hard to make. So I'm thinking of making quite a few more of those to rotate in my wardrobe. I would cut neckline a little bit wider though, so it doesn't show when I'm wearing certain types of sweaters. I also have, as part of my yearly winter wardrobe, I've now accumulated quite a few of the Uniqlo mock neck 100% cotton long sleeve shirts. They're great to layer underneath, but when I wear them with just the shirt, the long sleeve mock neck, and then with the cardigan, I feel like I look very stuffy up top, like there's something missing. I either need like a long pendant necklace, a scarf, I need some kind of interest here, or else I look very wide and kind of boxy. Maybe it's just the color blocking that feels that way, or maybe it's the mock neck with the cardigan. Let me know your thoughts if you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not a huge scarf wearer. I don't love wearing a chunky scarf because when you're bending over to help a child, it gets in everybody's way. But maybe like a necklace or something. Gotta think about that one. But in terms of the underlayers, I'm fairly well stocked once I make a few more t-shirts. Let's talk sweaters. I'm doing very good in the sweater department because this girl just keeps buying sweaters. But I think my go-to sweater now for work, I've discovered, is the Uniqlo 3D knit. They come in a couple of different designs throughout the seasons and the years, and they come in sometimes different colorways. They always have the generic black, you know, cream, and then usually navy, and then they'll give you something interesting every season. But I have now 3 or 4 different 3D knit sweaters, and they are my favorite. They look a bit more presentable and dressy and refined, but they are still a cotton sweater. Me and sweaters, I prefer cotton or wool. I will allow nylon, but I really don't like to wear polyester or acrylic in my sweaters. They bobble, they don't really keep you warm. It's just a whole mess. I really prefer cotton sweaters, so, or wool. But I'm pretty stocked in the sweater department, so that's a go. Let's talk about the third layer. The third layer is usually a cardigan of some kind. It could be knit or woven. Currently, I usually have knit cardigans. My preference though is for a long line cardigan. I find that looks much more flattering on my 5'2" frame, and they need to be at least just above the knee. I would love like a long to the calves. I do have one, but it's too long to be practical, and it's hard to wear a coat over that because then it peeps out really funny over the coat. But I do love a long cardigan. What I would really like to get though this year is maybe a sleeveless long length cardigan. It doesn't have to be super tailored, although I've seen some of those as well. I've seen some with like a waterfall front. Just for the day, say if I'm wearing my cotton long sleeve and I roll the sleeves up and I want something over top, but I don't want something with a lot of bulk, then in my mind, wearing the sleeveless long line vest would be a great idea. Now I don't see those very often, so I would likely need to make one. I'll talk to you about patterns in a second, but that's a new thing to add to my workwear wardrobe, I feel like, just for flexibility. Now, lastly, shoes. I think this year I am just going to not attempt any fancy heels. I love shoes, I love shoes, I love shoes, but I gotta be realistic in my day-to-day when I'm, you know, coming home when I'm tired, and one of the things that ruins your day is wearing, you know, a pair of shoes that don't work for your day. So I think I've come to the conclusion that my workwear footwear is really just going to consist of loafers, of slim, clean looking sneakers. Clean in terms of design and also like clean, but you know, sneakers that don't look like you're going running or going to the gym or anything like that. And then booties, because wet, snow, cold, boots. I am currently looking for a pair of brown boots, short boots, I think ankle boots, possibly Chelsea boots, possibly lace-up boots, but maybe they need to be waterproof, because usually when I get frustrated with things and with my outfit is my feet are wet or cold. So I think a waterproof brown boot would be the way to go. However, I don't actually see brown boots very often. Black, yes, sometimes brown, but they're either very light or they're super dark. I kind of want that nice, like you can tell it's a brown and it's not a black. And it would go well with dark wash denim, because I wear a lot of navy. A brown boot I think will go beautifully, but they're a little hard to find. I'm eyeing some options from Timberland, but they are not waterproof. My go-to would be a Blondo boot. They're my go-to waterproof, dressier shoe brand. Love them. So those are some thoughts. If you have a good idea for a brown bootie, I am taking recommendations. So those are the shoe situations, and like I've mentioned, I bought a new pair of Vessi waterproof knit sneakers. Again, if I already posted them by the time you see this, I will link it down below. If not, the video will be coming. It's probably needing to be edited, but it has been filmed. Let's talk the patterns I might make for some add-ons to my workwear uniform. And as you can tell, you know, like this is not a just 2 pieces and get them in multiples. I do need variation for my workwear, but I'm pretty happy with these couple of silhouettes, except for the winter pants. You're gonna help me out with the winter pants. I just don't know what to do when it's cold, like super cold. But sewing wise, I want to add a wishful thinking item to my wardrobe uniform plans. I really wish I was one of those people who wore dresses all year round. I say this all the time. If you're a long-time follower and video watcher, you know I always be like, I wish I was, yeah, I wish, but I just don't think it works for me. But that doesn't mean I stop wishing. So I did recently buy, since it was on sale, the Greyline Studio Farrow Dress. It looks like a great everything dress that you can tweak for different seasons. I do have similar dresses, but most of them have zippers, like a zipper back. This one, as far as I could tell, doesn't have a zipper, just a button up in the back. It is A-line. So this is kind of my hesitation. I prefer to wear slimmer dresses, but slimmer dresses don't work when you need to be mobile. An A-line dress would work, and it's designed in a way where there's opportunities for color blocking. I think that would be so much fun. It can be made in a variety of woven fabrics, so we can go a little bit warmer should the need be. It can be probably lined if need be. It's got these cool built-in like inseam invisible pockets that you can't tell they're there unless you stick your hand inside. Always in the pocket for something. And more importantly though, Greyline Studios, as I've read, designs for a fit model who's 5'5", which is shorter than majority of sewing pattern fit models out there as far as I can tell. Some of them even design for 5'8". There's a couple pattern companies I love, but they're just so tall and it would be so much alterations that need to happen in order to fit me. I just don't bother. But Greyline Studios, 5'5", I can probably get away with minimal alterations since I'm 5'2". Maybe a little tweaking, but not too much. Don't you love the look of the Farrow dress? Like it just looks like a good everything dress. What do you think about this being a workwear dress, and what would you wear it with? You let me know. Okay, but that one's wishful thinking. Let's get to some real sewing. Like I said, I'm probably going to make a few Tabitha T-shirts. That's easy breezy. I bought the Pona Jacket from Helen's Closet. I like the idea of that as a third piece, like as a cardigan piece, you know. I can make it in a woven. I don't really currently own any woven cardigans, maybe one. Yeah, maybe just one. I love some more of those. And I love the fact it's got kind of the notch collar, which looks a little dressier, but you can make it fabric depending, a little dressier, a little bit more casual. I like that there's a lot of top stitching happening, which makes it look a bit more, just a different feel to it. I have made a Friday Pattern Company Cambria duster. Love. But I find that the lapel's a little too big and a little too heavy. It feels weighty just at the top, but not weighty enough everywhere else, so it becomes a bit confusing when you're wearing it. I might try the Cambria again in a different fabric choice, but I do want to do the Pona Jacket first. Your thoughts? Do I make a short Pona Jacket, a cropped, or do I make a long line Pona Jacket? I have also found I do have one pattern that is Simplicity H265 that does have a sleeveless long line duster vest coat that I could try to make. It's not a pattern that's sized for petites, which makes me wary, but I've got to see how hard it is to alter the pattern. I would love to make one of those so I can add that silhouette to my wardrobe. So that's a maybe. In terms of pants, again, I need help with the cold weather pants. Help. But some potential options. I do have this pattern. I bought it because it has a very similar silhouette to the J. Crew wool culottes. This is NewLook 6643. I'm going to hold it up for you just because I have it near my desk right now. I love actually the whole model look, but these are not sized for petites, and I've never done a button zip fly, and I think between this and that and the alteration, it might be like spring by the time I figure out these pair of pants. But this is a contender for a pant situation. It doesn't cover the really cold weather pant though, but it is pants. I have also purchased the Elizabeth Suzanne Clyde Pants sewing pattern. So when she had put a lot of her popular garments, changed them into sewing patterns for the home sewist. The great thing about that is I noticed she does them in average or regular, and then petite, and then tall lengths for pants. So I have bought the Elizabeth Suzanne Clyde. It is a waist, elastic waist, pull on, pull off. It's got some cool pockets. I like that. It's in a petite length inseam, but I'm not sure if it's too casual for a work pant. What do you think about that one? Is it too casual? Could I make it a bit dressier? Could it be potentially, if in the right fabric, a cold weather pant? I don't know. I need some thoughts about that one as well. But those are kind of my general ideas on planning for a workwear uniform for this work season. If you've got suggestions, pop them down below. If you've got ideas about my ideas, pop them down below. If you've got like a particular garment, you're like, hey, you will love this. This is right up your alley. Leave all the things down below. I love to chat with you down there. You've always got great ideas and suggestions. The last time I put this out there, somebody gave me a great suggestion for like a jegging, and it was awesome. So thank you. If I don't talk to you before our next video, I'm always on Instagram, so go hit me up over there. Yeah, I will talk to you very soon, hopefully, in our next video. I've got a bunch of stuff, backlog content to edit. But I will see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.